3, go. All right, hey. Nice. Bless you, my son. All right, so here we are for here, all around me it was built. That's awesome. I had no ideas. I just noticed. Hey, nice. So I'm here with PoGokeRo? Is that who you are?
Yeah.
All right, PoGokeRo. You can just call me Rob. How about that? I'll call you Brian.
You'll always be Rob the poet.
Oh, thanks. Cool. People don't know, man. People don't know. Well, maybe they do, but yeah. Anyways. So yeah, this is your very, very first Minecraft house, huh?
Yeah, I played like a brief demo many years ago, and I dug a big hole in the ground, and I got lost, and I got killed, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll come back to this later, and now it's later.
Yeah, thanks. And now I'm here, and you're on my server, and you're making your very own like first Minecraft house. That's great. That's awesome. So
I'm making no effort whatsoever to make it good. I'm just having fun, relaxing, and talking, barely paying attention to the game.
Yep.
But it's fun. I'm having a good time. This is very good.
Yeah. So you were okay. So we were talking, and we were saying that I was saying that I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you because I mean you get it. You get it. I think you get the multiple aspect of it because you come from that super Christian side. All right, because like for me, I was raised Catholic, but around 16 I started throwing out my first questions. I started first having questions, and nobody around me could answer them. Right? So that to me, then I'm like, all right, this is immediately a sham. Everything I thought it was is a sham, and I rejected Christianity and all religion. I became like super empirical guy for a long time. I like rejected, and I thought religion was dumb. I thought Christianity was dumb. I thought all belief systems like that were dumb. I thought they're all stupid. I was, yeah, man. And then, but what? Here I am, years later, and like, I think I appreciate more those religions.
So yeah, like I was reading yesterday on Wikipedia because I do my Wikipedia rabbit holes. I don't know if you do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so just that Christian atheism, just in general, like reading about that, and like I didn't realize that the Quakers have a whole section that is not theist, and like that's pretty cool. Like I think,
Well, I don't know.
Not that the Quakers are great, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but like
they have their thing.
Yeah. Oh well, there's the whole Gnostic.
Yes.
Christians.
Yeah. And I got into the Eastern Buddhist stuff first, and then I got into Gnosticism, and that really kind of undid my cynicism about it, and like made me like, oh, there's value to this. It's not that I'm smarter than everybody, and they're all stupid for believing this thing that everybody's believed for 2,000 years. It's that it has value and it has meaning that's deeper than the surface, and that's why people are drawn to it, and that's why it has appeal.
Yeah. So I think that's what did it. Is that I was, for me, I think I was given, like, the people who taught me Christianity probably didn't really understand it all that much themselves. They were just like passing it along, I guess. Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did understand.
It's just like, I mean, it's like there's just so much that like we can't question everything. I think that's something we think we're a lot more logical than we are. But like so much of our life is instinct and just trust because we have to survive. You can't fucking spend all day every day fucking question everything. You can't, and you need to prioritize, and it's fucking hard,
Yeah. Well, you gotta have trust, and you gotta, but yeah, you have to be able to build that will assess credibility, I guess. See here. So okay, wait, hold on. So I was like, when I was doing my Facebook stream, I was talking about how Russia attacked the United States and is waging war against the United States, but not in the sense that Americans are conditioned to believe, because Americans are conditioned to believe that war is with guns and tanks and planes and things like that, and
That's too
missiles.
expensive.
But they think that's the only way that you can fight war. That's like the only real war. And they don't like, so it's like a conditioned, it's like built-in blind spot to Americans that they don't understand or conceptualize information warfare. And so if I say something like they're attacking our spirit, that means like nothing. That means nothing to them. I mean, so okay, so here, let me help you out here. Have you made a furnace yet? That's what you need to make. So first, where's your
Uh,
crafting table? What happened to your crafting table?
oh, I gotta put it back up. Hold on.
Yeah. And then, yeah, throw it on your crafting table. And then, do you have cobblestone on you? You need like 8 cobblestone.
I just used like all of it.
Here, I'll give you a stack. I got a stack.
You compare some. You compare. Okay.
Right there, right there. All right, so with the cobblestone, go over here and make a furnace on your crafting table. And place where you like. Okay, so now you need coal or something to burn, but generally we use coal to start.
Okay, I got some
Here's some
coal in
coal.
there.
Okay, now what do you have? You got sand in there. If you cook sand, well, first of all, if you make a fishing pole, you can fish up fish, and then you cook the fish, and then you can eat the fish. But also, if you cook sand, that sand turns into glass. If you cook cobblestone, it turns into stone. If you cook stone, it turns into smooth stone.
And yeah, I can't put the glass in.
The glass
Or the sand. The sand. I mean.
has to go in the top one.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. And watch, if you back away, you can see it's on fire. It's lit.
Once again, very Factorio, very much like Factorio. I'm sure. I mean, Factorio is. It's like almost like an homage to this. You know, like for people like me that prefer 2D. Although I do like 3D games too. Like 2Ds, like it's easier for me. You know, like.
Well, the thing you haven't done is caving. Like we haven't. Like I've been giving you lots of materials and stuff, so you don't even have a mine yet.
You got a mini mine, but
Back
it's
there.
not very deep.
Yeah.
Are we going there? Or,
No, I'm just with you, man. I'm just following you.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down to finish my house.
Yeah, here.
And
I'll give you more materials.
I need to make a door too. Can I make a door?
Yeah, so you need wood to make a door.
I should have lots of wood.
I'll just give you everything. Well, not everything, but I'll give you stuff.
Here's the door. How do I make a door?
You need planks of wood, and you need a crafting table. And
I'm just not even. I'm trying to find it on the menu. Sorry.
That's all right. Let me see. I can't even find it. Let me see if I can find it. See, a door. Okay, doors are under the construction tab on the far left. The last tab on the left. The brick wall.
Gate?
No, it should be door. Spruce door, different kinds of doors you can make. But you have to have planks of wood.
Okay. I thought I had something to say. No, I'm not seeing it. I'm not. Do I have to be a certain level? Oh, there
No.
it is. There it is. Okay, I'm just stupid. Okay.
So okay. So so what were we saying? Okay.
I did it.
So the aspect. Okay. So what's happening right now? I don't know. I kind of want to call Donald Trump the Antichrist. I kind of do.
You kind of
One
what?
of
I'm sorry.
an
You cut out for a minute.
Antichrist. One of the Antichrists. Whatever. I mean, I don't want to say he's the supreme bad guy, but he might as well be at this point. He's threatening all life on Earth.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, I mean, I'm not a believer in it, but I was thinking about the Book of Revelation the other day, and I was like, it doesn't say that everybody will bow to him, and it doesn't say that like everybody will like be able to buy and sell. It's like you won't be able to buy and sell unless you take his mark. And I can totally see it being like, if you don't pledge your loyalty to the president, like your credit card will get declined or whatever, like that kind of shit happening. And like, it's like, uh, it wouldn't have to be everybody, you know. Just but yeah, I don't think any of that stuff's going to come through. But it's really a cool book. Sorry, yeah. He's
no,
the
no,
beast,
no.
though.
I mean, I
He's
don't want to say he's in the biblical sense. I just want to like in the
no, yeah,
archetypical sense. I don't know.
like in the Crowley sense, the beast. You know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He's because he's just I don't know. At a time when we need like great leadership because we have these great challenges. Like we got the basically a Trojan horse. Donald Trump is like a Trojan horse for organized crime. Through Donald Trump, I
Yeah,
mean, Donald Trump is with the Russian mafia more or less.
even the llama agrees. I just heard him go. Mm-hmm. Sorry,
The llamas.
that's a llama, right? I don't know.
Yeah, those are llamas. Yeah, or what alpacas? They call them alpacas, but I'm like, nah, they're llamas.
So
Um,
yeah, but yeah, so they it's the exact kind of like brainwashing propaganda tools that they use in churches and stuff, where they, you know, reinforce, deny, confront, and it's like all about like attacking the other person's morality. And it's like anytime, like they train you in church, they tell you that it's like anytime they like if they think you have you pinned down with logic, it's really they're just trying to defend their own sin. You know? And with now it's like, oh, it's because you're a communist, or it's because you're a Democrat, or it's because you're a queer, or you're whatever, and like it's yeah.
so it has nothing to do with logic. It's all about power.
Well, and it's about manipulating people, and that power is like comes through like not just like it's like brainwashing isn't just, oh, I fooled you into jumping off a cliff or whatever. It's like everyone's susceptible to it, and it's like we all have these opinions that are informed by propaganda, and we have to admit that to ourselves in order to be honest, and it's like it's hard because we want to be like, well, I'm honest and I'm smart and I'm not going to fall for all of it, but like we do anyway, and it's like we just kind of do the best we can, but it's
But not everyone.
they
I mean,
just they've got it down to a science that like it's never been done before, where they've refined this method to like just perfection, where they can
manipulate.
zero
Yeah.
in not just on they can't do it to everybody, but they can zero in on all these demographics, and they figured out like the people that can't get to join them and like agree with them, they can trigger emotionally to just render them
Ineffectual.
ineffectual, yeah, just completely like useless, and there's so much, and not just that, but there's so much division within the left that there's no opposition. It's just like everybody's fighting amongst themselves about this and that instead of like what's happening, you know?
Yeah, okay. So one of the things that kind of surprised me was this crazy hatred I saw for Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Like out of
Oh,
nowhere. I could not
okay. So
believe that.
the whole like saying that he didn't say he'd promise $1 million to charity if she took a DNA test and then denying he said it, and like yeah,
Wait,
and
what?
he promised $1 million to
Who?
charity.
Who did?
Donald Trump, he was in a rally and he was like, oh yeah, sure, she's Pocahontas is native. If she's native, I'll give $1 million to a charity if she takes a DNA test.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
she
okay.
took the DNA test, and then he's like, oh, I never said that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
He's on video. Like, are
Yep.
you kidding? Like, that's the kind of like that's when you stop going. This isn't just the political thing I disagree with. This is brainwashing. This is dangerous. This is like
Yeah.
gonna hurt people. Like,
Yeah, well that's what he was doing today, right? That's the big
I
story
didn't say
today.
that. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? No, dude, we have you on tape. And then right after being sarcastic, then he said, no, I was just thinking out loud.
He
So,
might
like,
have a little dick, but he's got some big balls, man.
like oh, man, I can't believe him. I can't believe it. But it works, I guess, on some people.
I don't know how blue you're allowed to get on here, man. So like if I mean you
I
seem
mean,
pretty extreme to me. So like I don't know.
yeah,
Sorry.
like, yeah. Well, I mean, I've gotten angry at times, and this is the pirate episode, so, you can, be as salty as you want.
Okay, yeah, but like, yeah, it's that sort of I didn't say that, you thing that just will really it. Yeah, it just leaves you at a loss for words, you know.
Well, okay, so that's when I say power, that's what I'm talking about. It's not like he's doing this for truth. Like, okay, oh man, see, like I have to like retell my entire podcast to you. That took me like 2 years to do. Like,
Well, is it? Can I get it? Like I can listen to it. I just I don't know
yeah,
how
okay,
long.
but like essentially, we're okay. There's a historic. Oh, I've never seen this screen before. I press Z. Oh, okay. Um, all right. We're at a moment in history where there are two forces that are directly opposed to each other: fascism and socialism. And this was coming to a head in World War One and Two. But it was, well, at the end of World War One, when all the markets crashed. We had the Great Depression, and fascists. There were Nazis who were marching in Times Square. I mean, you know this, right? Like
With
that.
Prescott Bush. Oh, dude, believe me, yeah.
Oh
Not
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I study a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying I know everything. I'm listening, but like, yeah, I like to assume the best of you, like
Okay.
that you know like, the basics. So yeah,
Okay.
that's nice that we can do that with each other.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So Nazis were marching in Times Square, like saying that we should join Adolf Hitler. And
With Prescott Bush, and yeah.
well, yeah, and then the communists and socialists were also agitating too. So it was a time when like the middle was gonna fall apart. Like it was gonna go either to fascism or to socialism. And and FDR pretty much appropriated the the Communist Party platforms and incorporated it into the Democratic Party and implemented a lot of their programs. So it was like a compromise. Like
All the workers were like, "We're gonna shut this shit down unless we get our demands." It's like, well, I guess we can do this.
or the fascists were going to take over. There was going to be a fascist coup. So
I mean,
like,
I could see that as a danger, but like, yeah, I don't know.
so like it was forestalled, right, by the New Deal. The New Deal, and what the New Deal did basically was couple the gains of the capitalists to the gains of the worker. It chained the worker to the capitalist, so that as productivity increased, the worker pay would increase. It was like, like the Ford model, I think. And after World War II, that worked really good. Like that's why you could have single family households. Although I don't know, because that's basically unpaid labor. Basically, women were laboring in the house, but not really being paid for it, and they had no
Well,
economic freedom. So that's like a
yeah,
whole other issue.
I've been a stay-at-home dad for a lot of my daughter's life. So like, yeah, like, I'm not saying I know how they felt, like, by any means, but like, I think it's something that people don't appreciate. For sure.
Yeah, it's labor. It's labor. It's work. It's not just like rah rah. You should get it. It's work. And women were expected to do this, and it wasn't considered work. It was something they were expected to do. And like, so okay, so yeah, sure. The post-war period was like good for some people. I'm gonna murder these guys. Get out of here.
Oh no, will they come back?
Yeah, they're annoying like that.
Oh, did you break the door down?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix the door,
Okay.
so like it
Oh, I
it
see.
works.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm out of blocks. Oh, okay. So you moved the door over here, anyways. So you know what? I'm gonna. I didn't realize that.
Oh, I wanted 2 doors.
Oh well.
I actually want a bunch of doors. I should build windows, is what I should do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like,
here, this wall
at least
is
at least
janky.
these 2 doors is good.
We should
Yeah,
make this flush, right? Because it's kind of like, I don't know. Here, I got your.
It's like a balance between OCD and
There.
building around the environment.
That's how it's got to be. That's how I got it. Okay. These doors are not lame anymore. They're not broken. They're not broken. So, okay, so where were we? What were we talking about? Okay. So that was the deal. The deal was, for every increase in productivity, workers would get an increase in pay. And that worked great for the workers and for the capitalists, I guess, until about the 1970s. Then the capitalists broke the deal. They uncoupled increases in wages with productivity. So productivity kept going up, but wages stayed stagnant from the 70s onward. So since they broke the deal of liberal democracy or neoliberal economy. Since that deal was broken, like the truce has like broken down, and we're back down to the basic contradiction. It's either fascism or socialism. You cannot have, the two cannot coexist, and we have to choose one or the other.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but like, I think they can like coexist.
No,
like, not coexist, but like fight. Just struggle and not be the status quo. And I think that's what people don't realize is like without that struggle, like we'd have a whole different existence. Like.
Well, if
all the resources would be going to positive shit. Like
yeah.
Like they fight against each other and then try to win influence, but like it's really about like survival and eventually that sort of like greedy like well, it's all mine and it's all about me, like it loses to the mob, like eventually, every time.
Um,
Now with technology, maybe that won't be the case this time. I don't know, but like,
no. Okay, here's the reason why I say that it's a choice between one or the other, because they cannot coexist. They cannot do it. They're
well, I'd say
fundamentally
that
incompatible.
they're
Because
quote unquote coexisting, right? You know, like,
what?
but like not. They're fundamentally, or they're sort of coexisting right now, but like they're a friction. It's shitty, you know. It's not coexistence. It's like it's a fight, you know. Like
Yeah, it's a war. It's class war. Yeah,
so
it's
they can't live
class war.
in peace. I guess I'm being semantical about it. Sorry.
So yeah, because okay, remember the premise of American democracy, or Western liberalism. The premise is that humans have rights and that everyone is equal under the law, and that there are these principles, these ideals that we should all be striving to fulfill, to exemplify in our everyday lives. That is uh, that is the premise of Western liberalism.
Yeah, and like the
That
right
that
to a
way,
trial, and the right to a trial, which is you cannot have the right to a trial without also having taxes, and that's why anybody that thinks you can be an American and be anti-taxes is stupid, because
yeah,
you can't have a trial system if nobody pays taxes, and you can't have justice if there's no trial system.
yes.
Like,
So exactly right. So like this whole American project is
so like the thing that's really like disturbed me the most about Trump, probably more than anything, of all the things he's done, like he hasn't said, like he said a lot of mean, dumb stuff, you know, whatever. But like saying, "Believe me, torture works, and we're gonna
what
bring back a lot." You don't know about that? See,
he
nobody ever
said
talks
that.
about this. You don't. Oh my god, dude. So like, this is like the worst thing he's ever said, and I've researched this pretty thoroughly to make sure I'm not like wrong about it, you know. And like, yeah, nobody ever talks about this. They talk about grab her by the pussy, which yeah, that's pretty bad. But like, uh, you know, yeah, he said, "Believe me, torture works." And also in another interview, he said, I'd bring back a whole lot worse than waterboarding. And another one, he said, we need to go after their families and be tough. And
Oh,
another,
dude.
back in a Playboy, I'll send you these links. These are the things that I want to talk about when I talk about. I'm like, dude, Trump. If you want to vote for Trump because he has lower taxes, I'm not going to hate you, because I hate the Democrats too, man. It's all good. But you know what? You gotta condemn this. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you that it's real. I want you to condemn that and say that, yeah, he's a bad dude. Maybe I'll vote for him because I think the other guy's worse. I can respect that even if I disagree. But if you can't condemn fucking torture, then fuck off. You know, like we're not fucking on the same team.
Hmm.
And so yeah, he said, "Believe me, torture works." In a Playboy interview back in the 90s or 89 or so, he was, well, after the Tiananmen Square massacre. He said the Tiananmen Square massacre was a great show of strength by the Chinese government, and they really demonstrated their strength there in clamping down on those peaceful college protesters that they ran over with tanks. You know, fucking piece of shit. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
And yeah, I have two friends, and I'm sure the time in the rallies in his campaign where he was, endorsing violence against protesters, and
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
seen that.
in the media. But I have two friends who have been beaten up bad enough to go to the hospital because of Trump supporters, and like,
Whoa.
Mark, right? Mark, I don't know if I should say his last name.
I,
Artist Mark,
no.
Mark W. He did the
No.
cover for one of our albums. But anyway, yeah, he's the guy, and then another guy that I only know on Facebook, but he's a really cool guy, and yeah, that's really sad. That fucking sucks. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, you know. Like I'm sure, and like I hear all kinds of stuff about, you know, people getting beat up harass all the people at, did you know that Panda Express is having to like do situation training for their management to like handle all these fucking assholes that are coming and harassing their employees? It's that bad.
Because Trump is calling it like the Chinese virus or whatever,
And
trying to like blame China.
We withdrew from a world conference that was responsible for like, solving this crisis and helping with it. And for what? Because they wouldn't rename it Wuhan virus. That's why we left. That's why. And we're pulling out of the WHO and $500,000 that I think Congress appropriated that he doesn't have the authority to take.
Yeah. So, but that's never. I mean,
why can't I put the story?
Man, you're breaking up. I don't know why that is. Why am I? Your voice keeps going robotic. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's not a good connection.
Can I? I mean, I can't do anything to fix it, I guess.
I could try lowering my settings a bit, but I don't think that's going to do much if it's like the network.
Yeah. I don't know, but all right.
Shit. Okay, I'm just going to close Minecraft then, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
You're what?
Let me try getting. I'm going to try getting back on Minecraft. Maybe. I just disconnected.
Are you? What are you on? Like.
I'm talking to you on Discord. Right?
I mean, like, what? I mean, what's your machine? What kind? Is it a beefy machine? Is it a strong machine?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it should be able to.
It's modern. It's nothing.
You're not running anything in the background, are you? Or
no. I mean, I have a theory that I'm just cursed, and no matter how much money I spend on computer stuff, like my stuff is always bad. It seems like it's always life, but yeah. Like, okay, so that's probably why I couldn't use the door. It's because it was. It's right click, right? Can I put the door?
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to put it on the wall instead of the floor. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, those guys are fascists. They only care about power. That's the
and
main.
I would argue.
The main concern
with you. I would have argued with you about that like a couple years ago, like right after he got elected. I would have been like, no, man, that's not a fair comparison to make. And then I just like, after seeing some of these quotes, I'm like, dude, no, he like wants to torture people, and like he's against court trials and congressional authority. Like, no, yeah, he's a fascist. Yeah.
Yep. but you have to. This has been like historic. This is just a continuation of the struggle of the United States since the beginning, between those who saw the United States as a country for white men, only, and those who saw the nation as a place for ideals and for freedom for all and justice and liberty and rah rah rah.
And I mean, I think, yes, definitely white supremacy is a huge part of it, but there's so much overlap between demographics, and I'm sure it's white people at the top of it that, but the propaganda system is so, like, diverse and, like, and I'm not racially diverse necessarily, but, like, just the methods are so diverse, and it's so genius. I mean, if you just take, like, pretend it's a movie, pretend it's a book, and it's not happening in our real world, it's genius. It's just a really cool plot. Like and when you look at it from like this like psyops like perspective, it's like, oh man, they're doing amazing. Like they're really pulling it off. Like and yeah, I just like, man, I just wish I didn't have family in the military. That's all, In fact, one of them was in North Korea a couple years ago, and it's like, fuck, I don't like thinking about that shit. A couple years ago in North Korea, that was even more of a fucking, people kind of forgot about it by now, I guess. Really, like, yeah.
Yeah, so did you hear there's a rumor going that Kim Jong-un is dead?
I saw that. I saw like the source was like really unreliable and like I didn't see anything that made me go, oh, this seems reliable. It seemed like one of those things the media took off with, and all the main media, like, it's like reports say,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
haven't
like,
heard. Yeah,
yeah,
nothing's
I don't buy
solid
it.
yet.
It's possible. Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure they would try to keep it secret for a while if he did. No doubt. uh, that might end up looking worse. I don't know. I think that North Korea is probably, they're installed by some billionaire somewhere. Like, probably one guy calling shots for the whole place. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. But again, just the whole, like, hey, he's a great guy. I love hanging out with this guy. He's wonderful. Like, and talking nothing but shit about our allies.
Yeah.
Like, that's not like a joke. That's not like, oh, haha, no, that's like, that's an operation designed to erode away our stability and strength as a country and our ability to defend ourselves and to survive. And like, it's in order for China and or Russia to gain dominance. And I think I don't know if they're in line together, but I think, like, if they're not, they're probably like, okay, I see what you're, and I'm going to benefit from this too. We'll have our day one day, but right now, yeah, fuck America.
Yeah, because, well, we're in a weakened state. Yeah, of course they're gonna go attack us.
This is what they've always, and China's in a much better position to step up into our place than Russia did. So, and that Russia can benefit hugely from that too. And China would be really smart to let Russia, and it's Russia. They're the ones attacking you, America. And I'm not saying they're not. Again, I think they are, but it's just, and that's part of it. Like, it's all in the open. It's not just that it's happening, but it's happening on purpose in the open, and that's something to think about too.
Yeah, like, people don't. I mean, a lot of people just don't believe it.
The Mueller investigation wouldn't have happened if it was like a normal conspiracy. It's something really fucking spaghetti noodle fucking crazy shit happening. If it was there was like, actually, you know what I mean? Like, it's really happening, and there was this, but then nothing happened. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just this. It's all designed to mind fuck you. I didn't say it. It's a fucking gaslighting. It's designed to mind fuck the American public into just like, holy shit, nothing matters. There's no truth. And when you have a whole mob of people shouting you down, when you're like, you know the truth, and like you've been in rooms full of experts that know the truth and they haven't, and like they have no idea what they're talking about, and it, but they're shouting at you and starting to get violent with you. What the fuck do you do? Like, you fucking arm yourself if you can. I don't have any guns, but yeah, I'm always trying to have something on me, whenever I'm out, like a knife or something, just something,
Wow.
just in case,
Well,
like. And a knife is a great tool, even if you're not going to use it for violence. It's useful for all kinds of peaceful things too. But yeah.
violence bad.
Yeah, well, defense.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. Like, it's like, you just don't think, oh, well, that's not going to happen, But nowadays, it's like, no. Like I said, I have two friends that had to go to the hospital because fucking goons fucking came up on them because of shit they said, or one of the guys was wearing a fuck Trump shirt. The other guy was. I don't even know if they were talking to him. I think they overheard him in a bar saying something bad about Trump and just like hit him with it was like a bar stool, I think they hit him with.
Whoa.
Like, yeah. Like something, it was bar stool. I don't think it was a bottle. It wasn't that bad. It might have been a bottle. I'm not sure. He had to get stitches in his fucking face and shit. Like, it was, yeah. Really fucking good dude. Really sweet dude. Peaceful dude too. Like.
Oh wow, this is trippy to play in third person. Uh,
Maybe I should play. I don't know.
no, you can't. Well, it makes it harder to do stuff, but like just to run around,
Yeah,
it's nice.
I did it during the boat ride.
Oh yeah, yeah. I should try that. That'd be neat.
So I'm just gonna like sit here and talk and build like the biggest staircase in the world.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look what I mean. I just made a fireplace, like a reverse like pyramid or something. I don't know.
That's nice.
Without even thinking about it. I'm sorry I used your house.
Oh, it's all good. You gave me way more than I'll ever miss from that. No, that's all good.
You remember, you have glass in that furnace. You can put windows in if you want.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I can like just give you more stuff. What do you need?
Nothing right now.
Because I've got, I mean, just tons and tons of stuff.
All right. So glass pane, is that all I need, or do I need to make a window?
Nope, that's it. Just make a hole in the wall and then stick it in there.
Make a hole and stick it. Did you ever see Mr. Show? Don't stick your dick in the hole. With Jack
No,
Black. Oh, Mr.
no.
Show's genius. You should watch it if you haven't. But yeah, it's this musical with Jack Black guesting it with David Cross singing about. It's funny. Don't stick your dick in holes that you don't know in walls.
Okay, sound advice. Glory holes are not real. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a movie plot. I mean, with everything.
I think that for all of human history, they kind of like no way we could do anything too bad, or they're all gonna come after us and burn our houses down and kill us all. And the longer things go on, they're just like, dude, we can do anything. And then as technologies advance, it's like the pitchforks and mobs anymore. So it's like you can do anything and just hire a private security force and like build a wall around your house, and nobody's ever going to touch you, no matter how evil you are, no matter how bad you are. But nobody's ever going to mess with you because they can't unless they have a military too. Like, you got money for raiding somebody's house? No. Like, and it's like that whole. That's why the Second Amendment's obsolete. And like I personally, like, I'm not against guns. Like, I think guns are fine. Like, I'm probably argue with some people, but I don't take it seriously enough to argue. So it's like I'm willing to concede the point. So it's like I'm like, whatever. If you want to ban them, fine. But like, I don't think they're that important. Really, that's the thing. Is I think they're obsolete. Like, they
Well,
don't hurt people as much as some people think they do, and they don't help people as much as some people think they do.
no,
And I
no.
think
See,
like I think we'd probably be better off without them. But I
yeah, for
don't
sure.
think. I think that like mass shootings and stuff like that is like a much smaller part of the overall problem. And banning
No,
them
it's
would
like
be good.
terrorism, dude.
Banning them would be good. If you could like flip a switch and just ban them all, like that would be fantastic. But it's the whole logistics of actually doing it, and
It
that's why
doesn't
it hasn't
matter
been
what the
done yet.
logistics
Like
are. Like, if it's a goal to be,
it's in America, it's gonna
well,
be
that's
not.
see. So this gets back to my original thought, right? Everything boils down to which side you choose. If you choose to be on the side of liberty and justice, or if you choose to be on the side of uh, of fascism, of power. I mean, because white supremacy is fascism, essentially.
Well, it's a certain, and I'm not going to say this about all Christianity, but like it's definitely a certain kind of Christianity that
Well,
is fascist. Like it's monarchical, like total absolute monarchy.
Yeah.
Is if you read the Bible, the way God describes the perfect government, and it's an absolute monarchy. And so, if you're really a Christian, that's the government you're pushing for. Well, in the 21st century, you kind of look stupid if you say, "Well, I want to install a king," so nobody calls it that. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, and monarchy is basically fascism. I mean, it's
yeah.
yeah. So
No, not basically. Yeah.
yeah. So because fascism requires of course it would have a religious ideology to support it. God, yeah, we want fascism because God wants it that way. That's why we do it.
It's not. It's not just a religious ideology to support fascism. The religious ideology exists to bring into existence the fascism. Like, and that's the way they see it. And I'm again, not all Christians see it that way.
Yeah, not all of them. But so when you look at it that way, it everything they do makes sense from their perspective. So there's
Well, yeah. I mean, it's and what's so bizarre about it is okay. So like in the church world, you have this sort of like God spoke to me, and this is what I feel I need to do, and you know, this is what we were inspired to do, and God's moving in this way, and you think it's all like you see the messages in like the church media, like on TV, and it all has kind of a somewhat consistent message, but when you actually go to the churches and like talk to the people, there's like this wildly varying degree of standard of morality. Like here, certain type of dress is wrong. Here, they don't care. Here, if you wear a lot of makeup, you're a whore. There, they don't care. And it's like, nobody has any idea outside their bubble that like they don't all think like them. They just think they do. But if they actually got together and started talking about theology, they'd argue their fucking heads off. Like, eventually, like, if they actually started, like, yeah,
yeah. Well, then it's not really based on. It's not really Christianity. Then I mean, it's more of like their own
it's
little.
cognitive bias being fed by symbolism from the Bible and fitting into the worldview that they want to make. And that worldview can be all kinds of things. It can be like, I want to be a successful businessman, or I want to be a good mom, or I want to be, this or that, and like I want to be a great musician, but I'm going to do it for God, and that's what it's about. And that whatever you're doing is you're sort of you see yourself in this biblical quest for God, doing the will of God, and it elevates your ego to this place of like significance that it doesn't deserve, Yeah, the ego fluff is like what it's all about, really. I mean, it's and that's why they prey on so many people who are like don't have a lot of friends, or they're lonely and like outcasts,
Yeah.
drug addicts, like the downtrodden. You go to like all these evangelical churches, they brag about it. Like, we take these people who are fucked up and give them the love of God, and and yeah, people get maybe some help from it, like. But I'm just like, there's a reason you became a drug addict, man, and like you haven't fixed that root cause yet. I don't know. Like, I've seen a lot of crazy people. You see some. I met a lot of people, and they got stories, and like I said, everybody thinks God's talking to them, and that's a really it's not a good thing when a bunch of people think God's talking to them, and everybody says, yes, God's really talking to you, because there's some fucking sick people out there, like, and no joke, like there's the line between healthy and not healthy isn't always obvious from the outside, and like it's just there's so many sad stories of people that could be helped and could have a better life, and instead they're just like stuck in this family, you know, like
Family.
yeah, this family that just like reinforces all their delusional bullshit that could, you know, they could
Oh,
probably be happy if, like fucking gay people, man. Like there's so many gay people that are in churches and they don't even know they're gay. They're literally in denial that they're gay, and like they just think they're perverts. There's nothing wrong with them, you know, that they're weak and they don't have what everybody else has, you know. And the thing is everybody in the church has some kind of sin that they're doing that they think nobody else knows about, you know. It's like, oh,
they
you
think.
know, and you know, they're all gossiping about it, you know, behind their backs, but like fucking, it's like they, they all have this secret, and that, like, even if it's something stupid, because it's like Ned Flanders is a perfect example, and he's a funny character or whatever. That's a perfect example of Christian guilt of like, oh my god, dude, I stepped on the grass. Is it okay? You know, it's like it's stupid, but like that's the kind of level of obsessed. If you run out of sins that you're actually committing, you find to feel guilty about, you know. Like,
Hmm.
and like it's just eventually so I have a theory about pedophilia being bred in priests by, so like you tell all the people that any kind of homosexual urge is the devil and sinful, and not only that, but the demon of homosexuality is linked to the demon of pedophilia, and they basically see gays and pedophiles as the same. Like they don't really see any distinction. I don't know if you know that, but
Mm.
in the
Gays and
evangelical world,
why?
because that's what they're told every day. I mean, you see homosexuality in the
Oh.
Bible mentioned along with all these other things. Not pedophilia. No, nowhere in the Bible, by the way, is pedophilia ever condemned. But anyway, uh, yeah, to them, it's like it's the same thing, and so you tell all these kids and you tell all these young people growing up like with these feelings, like, hey, that's the devil. You're evil for feeling those feelings, and you need to fight that, and that's going to lead you. It's going to lead you down a path where eventually you molest a child, and so they breed in you this like, feeling of like anytime like you see any. I mean, it's not just even like with gays, but with sex in general. It's they call it purity culture. You know, I didn't know that term back then, but yeah, that's what it is. It's like any kind of sexual thought is evil, and I'm going through adolescence trying to deal with this, you know.
Duh.
So you know, every time a
Weird.
sexual thought comes, it's like, oh, that's the devil. I have to fight it. That's the devil. I have to fight it. And it's like you and that it's teaching you that like, oh, all that sin won't bring satisfaction. Only Jesus can bring satisfaction. And if you follow through with these natural urges that you're feeling, if you do anything about them, or if you explore them or try to learn about them, even, you know, read about them, you're going to be tempted, you know. So what it'll do, it'll lead you down this path toward pedophilia and, you know, bestiality and all of that. Like anytime you hear a gay marriage debate with these idiots, it's always like, oh, if we legalize gay marriage, I'm gonna have to legalize bestiality too. And like, never mind, you know, guess which states do all the bestiality, uh, uh, but anyway, it's like, so with Catholic priests, I really think there's like a similar thing going on where they're sexually repressed. They're told that all sexual thought is to be repressed and is sinful. That you'll only be happy if you fuck little boys, and you tell them that long enough, and
What?
they get depressed enough and crazy enough that that's basically what they're telling them. That this temptation will lead you down a path toward pedophilia and all this other stuff, and that's the only thing that will bring you satisfaction because you'll crave more. The sin won't be enough, you know. And so it's like you need more and more and more. And so like I can see somebody being depressed enough. Thankfully, not me because I'm not fucking ill, but like, you know, being depressed enough where it's like, well, I'm fucking, you know, I've been doing all the God stuff, right? And I'm still depressed and I keep having these sexual feelings. I must be a pervert. What can I do? And oh, I'm just failing as a God person. Maybe this will bring me some peace of mind. And I really think that happens to people.
Uh,
I really fucking think it happens to people. And I'm not, that's not to they don't get a pass, obviously. Fuck them for doing it and following through. But yeah, I think that the repression itself is like the root cause of a lot of it. Because why do you see such a disproportionate number of priests doing that shit? You know, like at first I thought, oh, you know, let's not pick on them just because they're Catholic, but no, it really is like a disproportionate number of people compared to the rest of the world. You know? Oh, I accidentally made some cubes. That's why. It's weird. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
So okay. The reason why I'm not helping you out with your base is that I went back to my base with that debuff on from killing the leader, and so I've been dealing with a raid this whole time.
Oh, dude, here, I'll come help you.
No. I got it. Don't worry, I can handle it. It's but like, yeah, it's just annoying. So that's crazy. That's wild. But I mean, I don't
Purity
know.
culture,
I don't know why.
It's been written about it. Like,
I wouldn't know anything about. I mean, I don't really know what the deal is with the Catholic Church and stuff. I mean, like, I don't know anything about that. I can't really.
There's a lot of really serious, like, just you hear, oh, cover up, whatever, but like it's, I'm talking like decades of moving people around and covering for them when they know they're guilty, you know, and like the memos exist to prove it. And it's like, after a while, like, did you ever see the South Park where like there's the big spider monster that they all worship? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Oh, so like they like go to the father of South Park goes to like the main Catholic summit at the Vatican or whatever to meet with all the other priests about this problem of kids being molested and what to do about this molestation crisis. So he goes and he's like, yes, how are we going to stop all this molestation? And they're like, no, we want to keep molesting kids. This summit is to find how we can keep on molesting kids without. And like, he's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? And like, he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck are you all? That's evil. Like, and like, it turns out like the big secret of the Catholic Church is they all worship this giant like spider monster goddess thing that like demands that they like, yeah, it's a South Park.
Okay.
I was thinking that would. That's the most plausible explanation for the whole thing, though. Is why the fuck else are they doing this? Like after the first couple billion in revenue got lost, you think they'd be like, all right, let's finish up the cover up and really get rid of these guys. It must be so fucking deep. It really must be. Like, it has to be. There's. Oh. Anyway, yeah, we can stop talking about gross stuff.
Yeah, because I'm like, but I'm like in the middle of a raid, and I'm like,
but it's definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy stuff.
All right, there, I finally fixed my Windows. Yeah.
Ah. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm almost got this raid taken care of. Sorry.
All right. If you're struggling, I probably would die instantly.
All right, there I did it. Yay! That was annoying. Okay, so I was supposed to like come back here to grab a bunch of stuff and bring it back to you. What is it that you need?
Um, let me see. I think just like
Blocks?
sand, glass, or yeah,
No, I have
glass.
no sand and no glass
Okay.
because
Okay. No. No.
yeah, I used it all. I have
Just
I have
like
a little bit,
cobble.
but
Probably more cobble.
shit, I don't need cobble either. Ah,
Okay.
okay, I can get. I
Well,
can.
I can. I got like my main room built with cobblestone, so I can like switch to something. Stuff.
Actually, I can go get some cobblestone. Let me just go get it. I just gotta get stuff.
I don't mind using dirt. Is there any difference with the dirt other than an enemy's attack? It's not gonna wash away.
It has less blast resistance. So if a creeper blows up to it, it's more of it will be blown up than if cobblestone.
So it'll like all get messed up eventually.
Yeah, no, not eventually. I mean, no, not unless something blows up next to it.
Mhm.
But let's see. Here, cobblestone, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know about priests or anything. Like that. That's like way off of where I was at. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, you know, like I said, it's a religion, it's a cult, and there are priests and the people in the media like roles and government roles, like they play that function, you know, of priests in the cult, and like they don't have that name, but like they have that
The
sort of
media?
role of like people in the media. I mean, like Sean Hannity comes to mind, like just these like he's a preacher for Trump, you know, that's what he is. Like,
Oh! You mean like the way that the right wing media operates, like the function.
yeah,
It serves the same similar purposes like the church type thing and the cult. You mean?
yeah, the media, the
Maybe. Or,
churches, popular culture in general. I mean, the churches are a really big part of it, which I guess those are like literal priests. Like they don't use priests. I really see the Trump thing as like an evangelical thing because when you look at other Christian groups, they don't support him as much. It's really, I was reading a study about it yet today. Actually. It's atheists and evangelicals that support Trump, and like
what? Atheists?
yeah, I don't know if atheists support him more than atheists support the other side, but like yeah, the two main religious groups for Trump are atheists and evangelicals, and then like you know Protestants and Catholics and stuff tend to not support as much.
Hmm.
That's why I see it. It's this 19% masquerading as 50%. Speaking of percents, I was reading today 98% in a Pew poll, 98% black didn't vote for Trump, and that the
Wait,
percent
what?
98% you have you looked at these numbers? 98% of black women didn't vote for Trump, and the percentage of black women that did was less than the margin of error for the poll. Which it's a Pew poll. It was a big poll. A very respectable, you know, as far as they go. I don't know how I feel about them. I used to conduct telephone polls for CNN.
But
So I got to conduct. I conducted telephone polls for CNN right after the election. I got to call Trump people and say, "Hello, I'm calling on behalf of." That was a fun job. Anyway, it was interesting though. It was really, really interesting, and I learned some discipline, man. I had to hold my tongue because
oh,
you can't just say what you want, you know. Like,
that's
holy
funny.
shit! And they're just cussing me out like without any provocation, just because I'm on CNN. But that's the thing is CNN. Yeah, CNN sucks. You know, CNN's not good. They're better than most, I guess, or some, but yeah, they've gone downhill for sure. Like, but yeah, they paid money for this shit. They paid millions of dollars for this kind of polling, you know, and they're not
Hmm.
just going to make up the numbers. And that's what the Trump supporters things. They're just making up the numbers. It's like no, they spin the numbers, but like these are real polls that they have real people doing, you know,
Hmm.
and yeah. So anyway, the poll said 90%, 91% of black men, or no, I think I'm thinking of blacks overall. 91% black voted against Trump, and it's like, so what that means is that either black people, if Trump is good and all the liberals are wrong, let's just say they are, that the Trump supporters are right, okay? Either the black people aren't as smart as the white people, so they can't understand why Trump is good, or Trump is really racist, and that's why they don't like him. You know, like, which you can still support Trump if he's racist. I guess you can still win the argument there. But yeah,
I mean, if you're a racist, yeah, you can. I mean,
yeah, or at least, yeah, like it's just to say that like that high of a number of African Americans like are wrong is to be racist. You know, it's like, oh yeah, 91% of blacks are dirty and don't bathe, but 9% do, so I'm not racist. That's a racist as fuck thing to say. You know, you can't say that and not be racist. So to say 91% of black people voted for Trump, or voted against Trump, and only 6% voted for him, but like, yeah, you got to be racist to like accept that like they're all fooled by the liberal media. If they're all fooled by the liberal media and the white people, you have to accept the racist conclusion from that. You know, like,
yeah, but racists didn't really get into the position that they're in by thinking about it. Like, there's not any reason to it.
Yeah, totally. Like, it's just it's kind of absurd. Like when like you just talk, like go back where you came from. You know, just like tell him that there was a judge that like ruled on something completely legitimate that he was trying to distract from, and a judge ruled on it. He said, "Well, that judge can't be impartial because he's Hispanic. He was born here. He's an American citizen.
Yeah.
He can't be impartial." That's textbook racism. You can't say that's not, but no, whatever. Like, and that's the sort of gaslighting, like nothing is real, dystopian, like disorienting kind of thing they're trying to push on us with this kind of stuff. It's not just that he's an asshole, it's that it's a psychological operation on us, you know?
Oh man. I'm yawning. All right, I'm gonna have to stop the stream because I can't hang anymore for the streaming.
All right, yeah,
like,
that's a good idea.
We can keep talking, but I need to stop the stream. So, all right.
I'd rather do it through text since I want to keep my voice down since it's getting late.
All right.
All right, man.
I'm gonna end the stream.
Have a good night.
Ending. Yeah, end. Good night.